they were to come here, it would be different because no one here can immediately look and say, oh, well, you're a foreigner, like you're not from around here. Like you couldn't immediately spot them and say, oh, well, obviously. They have, their term for it is a Waiguren, which is just a person from a nation that's not China. So they couldn't immediately be declared to be a person of a nation that's not the United States. And that blew their minds. That they were like, how could no one tell? They were almost incredulous. No way. Of course people will be able to pick me out of a crowd. No, of course not. I mean, especially in big cities, but even around here, who's going to know? Even if they talked right to them, who's going to know? So it's a very, very different experience, and that was mind-blowing to them. And that just kind of serves to highlight some of the differences between the two nations and diversity and whatnot. Anyway, next picture. I think I just have a couple more. This is me teaching a class, and this is not all my students. I've got, there's 4 boys there, one of which was not quite old enough to start learning English. I was actually asked to give him an English name. That the little boy here on the table is the sort of thing that they decided that they really liked me, and they were like, oh, it'd be really cool if you could give our kid an English name, because that's really popular. They're all learning English, so then why don't they have an English name? Because that makes it more easy for people to identify with them sometimes in an English-speaking setting. And then I don't even remember what it was that I came up with. I came up with something, because I told them, I think that he should be named this. And it was kind of a sweet moment, and then they were like, no, I don't think I like that. And that's how that went. I didn't end up giving him a name. So, I tried. But this is my classroom. This is in the little biotech company, their conference room. I had one more student that was a young girl, and I think that she was maybe the best. But the little boy in the back was 10. Alex is there on the left, he was 11. Another little boy here on the right, he was also 11. They were as rambunctious as all get out. They were wild. Just nuts, would just go crazy, and that was really a little bit of a trying experience to conduct class in Chinese. Their English was not good enough that I could conduct class strictly in English and have them learn that way, nor could I just like converse with them and have them pick things up, so I had to kind of put together lessons in vocabulary or kind of gear it towards things that I knew that they sort of already knew, because really I wasn't there long enough to have a very thoroughly established, let's go through X amount of vocabulary and X amount of grammar and whatever else. It was just kind of build confidence because they don't have native English speakers to bat things off of. So that's what I was there for, and that's what I tried to do. But it wasn't always very easy to keep them reined in, because I mean, these are little pre-teeny boys. They kind of tried to pull stuff over on you, and they were really good at it because I was really dim in Chinese and whatever else, so I was easy to trick. But it ended up being a lot of fun, and I think that I really, it was beneficial to them. In the back here, there's kind of a little painting sort of leaning against the wall. A kid painted that for me, but it ended up being sort of difficult to bring back because it was actually on like a canvas and stuff. But they said they'd save it for me, so I can pick it up another time. If I go back, I can get the painting. Yeah, so next slide. This was another adventure. This is me and the grandpa that I'd sit and translated for me in the Hubei story. He is playing the accordion, and he was just great at the accordion. Over there on the left is the mom's sister, and she loved music. Now, in one of my very, very first adventures in Beijing, I went to a little marketplace with this woman. I think we're running a long time, but I went to a marketplace with this woman, and then there was a little area next to the marketplace where people would sort of gather and they liked to sing. It was music and singing and instruments, and everyone was jolly and merry and whatever else. It's just sort of what people would do for fun. If you played music, then people would come. So then I went there with her, and she was kind of trying to join a little musical group, and then of course I make a scene. Like I stand out, and they're like, oh wow, who's this? Wow, what we're in. So they'd see me, and then they start talking to her, and then I start answering, oh yeah, I like to sing, and whatever else. Well, what do you like to sing? Oh, I don't know any Chinese songs, which was a half-truth. I was kind of trying to get myself out of there, I guess. But then, oh, somebody's like, I know an English song. This is going to be great. And then he starts to croon out just this heartfelt rendition of Jingle Bells, dashing through the snow on an R-hoop, which is kind of the like that sound. So it's and then people are like, sing, changa, changa. And I'm like, all right, dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. And then I can just go with it, because that's what you have to do. So I'm there in this little square in Beijing, singing Jingle Bells in July, with all these people staring at me, and I was the only one that really recognized that this is completely ridiculous. Like, what's happening right now? So in any case, that was the beginning of the end, because then she knew, oh, this is Taylor. He loves to sing. He knows Jingle Bells. So then anywhere there's a musical instrument ever, for the rest of the time I was there, he knows Jingle Bells. So this is me singing Jingle Bells, and she's loving it. Like, look, she's just eating it up. Grandma looks less than enthused. But yeah, there I am, crooning those Christmas tunes in the middle of the summer. It was great fun. I think I just have a few more. Let's fly through them right next. This is me learning tennis. I had tennis lessons while I was there. I went to one with the mom. The mom had tennis lessons, and then afterwards, she was like, "Oh, did you like that?" And I was like, yeah, I liked it." And then she's like, "Cool, you're in tennis lessons now." So I took tennis lessons in Chinese, which was about as good as you'd expect it to go. I think, all right, next. This is me with the family again on a little boat ride that they took me on there in Libé. All right, next. This is us in the lily pad field with a giant flower out of the lily. The little thing in the middle is what sort of dries out, and then it's got the little pods in it. You can kind of rip those out of there and eat them. That was the girl that they decided I loved, which was just an accident. All right, next. This is the family that I was with again, the same kind of picture that's on the boat. All right, next. And we're back to the Goof Stick and Soldier. So that's really my experience.